Welcome to the Celtic Way. Real Fitbus back. It's Flag Day. Yo! Let's hear it for the champions. I'm Tony Haggerty at Haggerty10 on the X or Twitter handle, and I'm joined by Ryan McGinley at the Ryan McGinley, who's somewhere parked outside Celtic Park at the minute. How are you, Ryan? You good?
I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm excited to get back to the football. It feels like it's been the longest, just over 2 months since Celtic last played. It feels like the longest time. It's been a long old summer. You had the Euros, you had the pre-season games, but now the real stuff is back. Celtic look to defend their title with a win against Kilmarnock. Rangers have already dropped points. Hearts have already dropped points in this season so far. It's up to Celtic to make an early statement and create a gap. Let's get going as soon as possible. Let's not waste time here. Let's get as far in front as possible. And to do that, we could go 2 points clear of Rangers and Hearts today. That's definitely the challenge. Hoping for a good performance, but I'm really excited to get back into Celtic Park to sample the atmosphere and to watch this team because pre-season was very promising.
Yeah, and as you can see, Celtic versus Kilmarnock's a line-up reaction. Maeda misses out as Kasper Schmeichel gets set for his Parkhead bow. Ryan, we both get 10 out of 11 for our predicted 11s. We did say that Maeda would miss out, but we picked the wrong winger, didn't we? We never picked James Forrest. We picked Lewis Palmer. The two of us picked Lewis Palmer, but the manager has gone for James Forrest. Interesting selection there. What do you make of that starting 11, Ryan, straight off the bat?
I think it picks itself for the most part and in most positions, just due to the lack of signings as well. Not really any players to compete apart from Kasper Schmeichel, who goes straight in, as you would expect. He is the number one goalkeeper, so I would expect nothing else than for him to start on Flag Day. He's going to sample that atmosphere as well. It's probably been a long time coming if you listen to his quotes. I think he's had a notion to play for Celtic for quite a while now. He's getting that chance to sample it. What better way than to go out at Celtic Park and Flag Day and to hear that adulation from the crowd? He'll definitely be getting backed by the support today. I'm looking forward to seeing that relationship form between the fans and the goalkeeper, because I think that's important too. I think there's going to be a good mutual relationship there. But apart from that, every other position, apart from the one that we'll probably talk about most, picks itself. You've got that the midfield three that I didn't think was going to be starting this season. I thought maybe one of them, maybe even two of them would have been gone in the summer. As of yet, that hasn't happened, although there is interest, even more interest in Matt O'Reilly as the days go on and on. But yeah, apart from that, the team picks itself. I would like stronger options at left back and left centre back, but for the most part, I think it picks itself, to be honest.
Yeah, and a more poignant note, bit of sadness today with a member of the Celtic family, Ursula Lennon, Neil Lennon's mother, sadly passed away today. So I think speak for everybody in the Celtic family when we extend our sympathy and condolences to former player, manager, and Celtic legend Neil Lennon. So yeah, we extend our sympathy to Neil for that, and rest in peace, Ursula Lennon. Just wanted to make her token. Yep, send our sorrows there, Ryan. Sad for Neil.
Yeah, very, very sad. He's a former Celtic player, manager, a legend in all senses of the word. Even with the way the last season went, he's still regarded as a legend, especially as a player, title-winning captain. But it's just human. It's human at the end of the day to feel sorrow and sympathy for someone losing their mother. You couldn't imagine it whatsoever, and it really is a shame. So I'm sending my best wishes to Neil Lennon, his family, and his friends at this sad time, and hopefully he's doing as well as he can at this moment in time. I think he's back home at the moment from Romania.
He flew home from Romania yesterday, I believe, or certainly at some point over the weekend. So yeah, we extend our sympathy and condolences to everybody connected with the Lennon family. Yeah, indeed. Now, Ryan, you stated a word at the start of the programme there, statement. I think Celtic would love a statement one, wouldn't they? I think they would love a performance akin to the one they put in at Rugby Park when they clinched the title in May. And they won 5-0. I think lots of Celtic supporters would like to see that again. And on that note, get your predictions, guys, in the comment section. We'll read a few of them out, but is that a team for you that can set about Kilmarnock and get some goals today, Ryan, and post that statement victory, as you said?
I would hope so, yeah. It's a really strong team, and I'm just going by what we've seen in pre-season, it's been really, really positive. The wingers are getting involved in goals. The attackers are scoring. Matt O'Reilly's scoring for fun at the moment. Hatate's pulling the strings in the midfield. Callum McGregor's probably just easing into his season, which is fine because he was at the Euros. He's had a busy summer, but I'm quite fine with that. Great to see Alistair Johnson. He's kind of getting thrown in at the deep end here because I think he's only been off for about 3 weeks since the Copa America finished, and now he's instantly back in. As I said, I think it was either in a prediction show. No, it wasn't the prediction show. It was one of the morning briefings. I said it's probably a measure of the man and a measure of the player that he's already in that team. He could have easily gave the starting spot to Tony Ralston today, who I think would do an admirable job at right back. But he's straight in. He wants to get involved. He's hungry for this new season. I think he's one of the players to watch this season personally. I think this could be the season that you really, when people start really stepping up and taking notice of this player. And I think he's underrated in Scotland at the moment, but I don't think he'll be underrated by the time this season's over. I think we're in for special things from Alistair Johnson this season. He looks confident, he looks hungry, and he looks comfortable too. So I'm looking forward to seeing him today.
I'm quite happy for Alistair Johnson to keep flying under the radar, Ryan.
Oh, without a doubt.
Just that way, just quietly effective, going about his job and doing his thing. And yeah, but he seems to love it at Celtic anyway. So lots of comments coming in, Ryan. So I'll read a few out. JJ Celtic, the fun begins. It most certainly does. Flag Day, can't beat it. Hazel Finn, afternoon Hazel, regular contributor. And out my brain box 360, straight off the bat, Celtic have arguably started this year with a weaker team. Embarrassing from the board. There you go. Ryan, he did say that with lack of signings, that was kind of the strongest team that Celtic could put out at the minute. Scott set the tone, boys. Hail, he's saying, yep, indeed. JJ Celtic coming back on a score prediction. Fast flowing football 3-0. Hazel Finn says 3-0. Yep, there you go. Helen McCallum also says 3-0. Arabella Kenner says 5-0. There you go. She's saying a statement imminent. No name. 4-0 Kyogo, O'Reilly and Forrest with 2. And Sean Daly saying 4-0 as well for today for the Celts. And Brona Brown saying 4-0 as well, Ryan. Over 400 people joining us. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. We always do. We can't do it without you. We appreciate your comments coming in. Frank Donnelly 5-0. Ryan, he's saying. And there you go. 5-0. 5-0 the glorious Celtic. And P. McLaughlin 5-0. Kyogo hat trick. Maria Ann saying 3-0. So lots of confidence abounding, Ryan. It's always home win. People are saying Chris Murray 7-0. He's saying to Celtic, right? Are you that confident and optimistic?
I'm confident, yeah, and I think Celtic will win this game comfortably if they play to the best of their abilities. I'll always say that. Celtic turn up and play the way that we know that they can play, then they'll turn over a team. They'll turn over most teams in this division, even Rangers, even Hearts. We've seen that in seasons gone by. Celtic just have the strength and the muscle to turn over teams at will if they are up for it. You look at the Dundee game last season. You know, I think Dundee are a pretty decent team. They got a point against Dundee United away from home today. Celtic in the first half turned them over completely, and I think they can do that to most teams. So it's all about the wing players for me today. Yes, the midfield's going to be important in terms of pulling the strings, but I want to see the goals starting early doors from the wingers. I want to see the wingers getting goals, assists, goal contributions. Palmer coming off the bench potentially making a difference too. Mikey Johnson potentially coming off the bench and giving something different. He's still there. He's still making teams. So at the moment, he's still a Celtic player. We've not heard anything to the contrary. So that's maybe one to look out for. Kyogo, you've got to give the deliveries to Kyogo and you've got to give him service. If you give him service, he scores goals. It's that simple. Football's a very simple game. Give Kyogo the ball in those dangerous areas. More often than not, he will score. So, yeah, I'm simplifying it for them. Give it to the Japanese striker and he will score goals for you. I can see him getting a couple today, to be honest, if the deliveries are correct. And I do trust Nicholas Kuhn to give those deliveries to the striker because we've seen it in pre-season. We've seen it last season with that great ball he played to Dyson Maeda in the game that he really stood out. So he's got it in his locker. It's just all about showing it. This is the season for Kuhn to really come alive. He's had that 6 months of acclimatisation. He knows where he is. He knows where he stands. I just want to see him kick on and be the player that we know he is and the player that we signed him. You know, you watch those clips for him at Rapid Vienna. That's the Nicholas Kuhn that we want to see at Celtic, and hopefully that comes out to play today.
2 players interesting me today, Ryan. one you've mentioned, Kuhn, we all saw what he's capable of against Manchester City in pre-season. We want to see him replicate that. Hatate, for me, need a big game performance from Hatate today, big time. I want to see he's continuing that learning trajectory. He was deep in conversation with the manager on some of the footage, and you kind of saw with these performances, didn't you, that the manager had previously, as I've spoken about it many times, about his ball retention and his passing, and he seemed to be on point, didn't it, in America? Quite a lot of the time, and he seems to be listening and learning, and missed a lot of football last season to Hatate, so got some time to make up for, and I want him to be the man on everybody's lips this season, next season, talking about him in glowing terms like they're talking about Matt O'Reilly, and here's hoping he has a wonderful season for
Your
Celtic.
dogs agree? Your dogs agree with you, Hatate, and I completely agree too. He's kind of flown under the radar. I think you'd agree with me in what I'm saying there. He's flown under the radar this summer, but he suddenly came to our attention once again by his glowing performances against Manchester City and Chelsea in particular. Those passes that he was playing, those cutting passes that were just cutting open Manchester City. Yes, it was a youthful team. They still had some solid players in there. Calvin Phillips, England international, breaking the lines with that pass. It's that cutting pass that just harms defences in midfields, and they can do nothing about it. If he can do that against Manchester City, albeit their youth, a lot of their youth players, then he can definitely do it against Kilmarnock. He's got previous playing against Kilmarnock too.
Yes,
he scored a couple of goals against this opposition. So if Hatate, it's one of these ones where if he's up for it, if he's fully fit, if he's fully ready, no injuries to his name, you can see him dominating and bossing the game and allowing Matt O'Reilly kind of that free role in the number 10. Yeah. He can do what he wants. Hatate does a lot of good work with Matt O'Reilly that maybe isn't talked about as much. He frees up Matt O'Reilly in that midfield, and he frees up McGregor too, because he's quite an intelligent footballer. He can drop back too. Don't think his defensive game is as good, but I'd much rather want him in the front foot, making things happen, getting the ball to Matt O'Reilly, getting it to the wingers, and more importantly, getting it to Kyogo. You give the ball to Kyogo, he scores goals. Simple as that.
Stephen Stewart, 3-1 Celtic. Wonder Paul saying Kuhn, first goal. Jake, 3 points will do. Celt 88, 4-0 Celtic. Predictions coming in thick and fast, Ryan, so great. John Young saying 5-1 Celtic. And Northampton, Tim saying 4-0 to Celtic, 3 points, top of the league. He's saying Anthony Murphy, a more conservative 2-0 for Celtic. Gary McComb out there, 6-1. Go on, Gary. And Scotland Sun, 9-0, easy. There you go. That's fairly optimistic. And Alan Swetton saying Celtic 4-0. But confidence abound, Ryan. Flag Day, Celtic supporters are right up for this. They feel that they want to lay down an early marker, as they say. Anyone else interesting you today? I want to see what Kasper Schmeichel makes of it all. I'm sure he'll love it. I'm sure he'll be in his element. Hope he's not too busy, but I feel safe in the knowledge that if he is busy, he'll be all right. I don't think he'll concede today, Ryan. I think he'll want to mark his competitive debut with Celtic with a clean sheet.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him, and he's a player that I have admired for a very long time. Watching English football for as long as I can remember. For as long as I can remember with Leicester, he was the goalkeeper that was in between the sticks for Leicester. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. We know actually what he can do. Mm-hmm. He makes those big saves.
Yeah.
Like
his father.
He comes from good stock, clearly. So I bet he's forged out his own path as well, because his goalkeeper, his dad was an incredible goalkeeper, probably the best goalkeeper that Denmark have ever had. But Kasper Schmeichel's probably a very close second. That's a very rare thing to have, that you're number one and number two respectively in goalkeepers of the past. It's incredible. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him. He's a leader. I liked how he was talking on Thursday as well, talking about how he doesn't act like a 37-year-old. He's one of the boys. He's one of the younger boys in that dressing room too. He's just loving it, isn't he? You can tell he's grown, and he's working under a manager that he clearly likes too. So it's a perfect move for him. Yeah,
isn't he? He's in his element, yeah. Robert Davey, James, first goal. James Forrest, he's talking about 4-0. He's saying David Turnbull, 3-0. Just wondering if Maeda is injured. Yeah, he said Maeda had a bruised knee, didn't he? That was what was keeping him out. And Michelle Gibson saying 5-1 Celtic. hopefully Celtic can show the same energy that they did in the pre-season friendlies. I think that's what everybody's hoping for. Alan Devine saying 4-1 Celtic, and he's named the scorers: Kuhn, Kyogo, Hatate and Forrest. And Parkhead boy saying Celtic. Oh, sorry. He said to somebody else.
I think you're giving a shout. I think you're giving a shout out to somebody else's channel.
I thought he was talking about our videos this morning, but I would say thanks anyway. But there you go. But yeah, as I say, optimism abounds, Ryan. I think Celtic supporters are relishing this. They have the personnel that they have, Ryan. That's another argument altogether, isn't it? Still, we wait to see how strong they'll be at the end of the window. The manager said they'll be stronger and better, but I think he feels that at this minute in time, that's a team that's good enough to see off the challenge of Kilmarnock today. What are you expecting from them, Ryan?
Expecting difficult opposition, because Kilmarnock are a team that have hurt Celtic in the past, especially last season. You get good results off them in 3 different occasions, including that League Cup victory, which did happen early on in Brendan Rodgers' tenure as manager for the second time. But I remember, and going back to that point, there was a lot of negativity going about. There still is that negativity down to transfers, in my opinion, but we're definitely in a better place than we were a year ago. With, the awkwardness is gone from Brendan Rodgers. Everybody knows that he's the Celtic manager. All the cobwebs have been firmly shaken off, or shook off rather. So I'm expecting a difficult game because it's Kilmarnock, because it's Derek McInnes. But if Celtic are good enough on the day and they're at home and they're playing on a tremendous surface that won't have been touched this season, then I only expect one result today. It's bad to expect things to go into games and expect results, but if Celtic play to the way that we know that they can play, then there is only going to be one winner today. Just fingers crossed that can be Celtic and they get that 3 points. At the moment, all the teams in the league are drawn. So if Celtic go and put on a performance, score a couple of goals, they'll be firmly at the top of the table after one game, unless St Mirren, Hibs, St Johnstone or Aberdeen score more goals than Celtic. I've been looking at the table. I just want Celtic on top of that table as soon as possible. So a good 4 or 5-0 would be absolutely ideal on this on this game. Just any win will do, of course, but I want Celtic to win in style and really put a statement. Kilmarnock are
Colin Sweeney, so excited, he's saying, Ryan. Sorry, cut you off there. Great day today, he says Margaret McMillan, 3-0. Yep, Kilmarnock have been a thorn in Celtic's flesh last season. Here's hoping that doesn't continue this season, Ryan. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's all about Celtic getting their own back on these teams that did have good records against Celtic last season, because if they sort that out and then keep the records of the other teams, then they'll be in a tremendous position come the end of the season. I look at the Hearts games. Hearts get too many points for my liking against Celtic last season. Those are games to improve upon, although watching them yesterday, they do look like they'll be maybe not a title race team, but definitely a force in the league to be reckoned with, especially away from home. Draws against Hibs, Celtic can right that wrong next weekend when they go to Easter Road, and other teams as well. I just want them to go out, get the 3 points that are required, and then focus on next week. All the eyes can then turn to the transfers that will hopefully happen in the next week or so. Right now, it's all about the football and getting that 3 points and starting the season off as you mean to go on, really.
We're in here now, Ryan, and today is all about Flag Day, celebrating last season title, and then starting the way you mean to go off, isn't it? This season, transfers are on the back burner. Maybe something will happen this week. We live in eternal hope about that. Now, JJ Celtic, like the way this pod always read out lots of comments. Thank you, JJ. Appreciate that. We do. We value the community that we've got on here, and we give them their say. Stephen Sloan, pre-season was electric. Celtic played brilliant football, so today we're guaranteed an ugly 1-0 win. There could be that, Stephen, but I would take that as long as they win, basically. And Lackwinder Paul come back in saying, hail, hail, Tony Ryan, top show as always. That's very, very kind. We appreciate that. We never take it for granted, Ryan, do we? We think that 681 people watching us is incredible numbers watching live before Celtic kick-off, so we appreciate your company. That's why we let you get your comments coming into the 16. We read a lot of them out, Ryan, don't we? We like it. And Edward Wyavos coming in. Kilmarnock can't keep a clean sheet in the first half. The Flaws get open 5-0 Celtic, he says. On you go, sir. Sorry about that.
No, I appreciate everybody coming on and joining the show. We know it's a very busy market. There's loads of preview shows, but we thank everybody for joining us for as long as you want, basically for as long as you have done. If you're only tuning in for 5 minutes or you're tuning in for the duration of the show, really do appreciate it. And if you do like what we do, then please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and you'll get notifications when we go live. Whenever we go live, we'll be live after the game as well, talking about what happened during the 90 minutes, the 90 plus minutes. So yeah, look out for that. Give us a subscribe. Thank you for 11,000 subscribers. We really do appreciate that. Now we move on to 12. Let's see how far we can go with these subscribers. 12, 13, 14, 15. As Ange Postecoglou said, we never stop.
Yeah.
So we'll keep on going.
Indeed, and we also say thank you and take a moment for a quick word from the sponsor. And if you're looking for a winning heating solution for your home, MPH Boilers are your go-to team. They're an award-winning family-run business serving all of mainland Scotland, and they bring you the best in boiler installations and servicing. And they are partnered with Viessmann, known for their top-notch German engineered boilers. And MPH Boilers ensure that your home stays warm and efficient all year round. So visit www.mphboilers.co.uk for more details, and we thank them for their consistent and long-term partnership with the sponsorship of the Celtic Way podcasts. We appreciate them greatly. Anything else caught your eye, Ryan, about today? Are you as excited as Colin Sweeney? I think there was a commenter that said, so excited.
Yeah, I think everybody's excited though, even people that aren't going to the games. And you're excited to watch this team. You're excited to see where they can go under Brendan Rodgers. We want to see the evolution of this team going forward. Like I said at the start of the podcast, I want to see Coon and Forrest really attacking, really going direct as possible. And if they don't do that, then you're hoping that the subs can do that if they come onto the pitch and right that wrong. But I'm confident in Coon and Forrest. I'm confident that Matt O'Reilly will still keep his professionalism despite the numerous names that are interested in him. I'm not surprised that a player like a team like Chelsea are in for him now, because to be perfectly honest with you, I thought that he ran them ragged for the 60-65 minutes that was on the park in America. No wonder Enzo Maresca likes the look of him, because if you're doing that against X amount of money that's been spent on that Chelsea team, then he's worth X amount of money. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing this team, and hopefully they get the 3 points and just kick on, basically.
So is my golden retriever Oscar, as you hear in the background there. He's looking forward to seeing the leather belts today, by the sounds of it. Callum Robinson coming in. Thank you, Callum. That's a really kind thing to say. Brilliant channel, he's saying. That's very, very kind. And here's one for us, Ryan. Swilly Betts, all the way from America. Thank you. Amazing show. We thank them for that as well. And Martin B. Harry saying, new subscriber on his way to the game. Great show, Ryan and Tony. Hail to you both. 4-0 Celtic with a Kyogo hat-trick and Kuhn weighing in with a single. As I say, there's lots of confidence abounding, Ryan. Here's hoping Celtic can match the fans' expectation with a performance to match. We're all buoyed and excited by the pre-season stuff, but the ball bounces for real in 40 minutes, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting there. 40 minutes. As the minutes tick down and the start of the season comes closer and closer, you do get more excited. It's flag day. You don't. I don't know about you, Tony. I never take these days for granted whatsoever. No. And people may say that you might take them for granted because Celtic are used to winning at this moment in time. You don't, because it's a showing, it's a final showing of the season before, of what the team accomplished in the season before, and they deserve all that because they managed to really turn the season round, win those big games, win the big games against Rangers, and really make sure it was their title. I think it's a good final message, a good final showing of what happened last season. But now, once that flag gets unfurled by the legend that is Jim Craig, then it's the start of the new season, and then everything starts at nothing, and it's up to Celtic to go and get going and really reclaim their title and reclaim the other 2 trophies, including the one that they didn't last season by today's opponents. So yeah, they've got plenty to play for, that and the Champions League. Looking forward to covering all of that as well. So yeah, let's get it started, basically.
Now, we have a new man in between the sticks, but I wanted to salute something that the older guard said. Joe Hart, when he left and he was talking on a podcast and he was talking about winning stuff. And as you say, you don't take days like this for granted, but Joe Hart said Celtic are a proper football club who celebrate every success because it means something. And I think that's the way the Celtic supporters do it. They'll do it today, and as you say, they never take it for granted, but they celebrate these successes and they enjoy them. And as you say, once that flag's unfurled, that'll be put to bed. It's on to the next one. And the manager made a point of saying that on Friday, didn't he? He made a point of saying that he wanted to win all three because they gave up one of them last season, and he wanted to make a mark in the Champions League. And he said that was what the presentation would be about on Saturday, Ryan. He would have spoke to the guys on Saturday. I said it was maybe a PowerPoint presentation because he likes a PowerPoint presentation, does the Bill Brendan, but maybe not. But the guys will be under no illusions, Ryan, what the expectations are and what the targets are this season. And the manager told on Friday in his pre-match conference wants to win the lot and he wants to make his mark in the Champions League.
Sounds good to me. I don't know about you, but it sounds good to me. If you can get all three plus improve Celtic, get to that playoff position, and then who knows? If they get to the playoff position, then why stop there? You know, got to be in it to win it. Not that I'm saying that Celtic are going to go out and win the Champions League, but go as far as you can. Really make a statement. Bloody a few noses as they did in pre-season. Do that in the competitive stage. See what happens. Who knows? This is the time for dreaming. You're allowed to dream. It's at the start of the season. That's what football's all about. I'm just looking forward to this getting started. With every minute that ticks down, it's a minute closer to the season officially starting. Watching all the games yesterday, or watching the games yesterday and today rather, you know, you're jealous because they've already started the season. It's now Celtic's turn, and I'm looking forward to just getting stuck in about it, enjoying the football, hopefully enjoying a few goals today and get the 3 points. 3 points, and it's a great start to the season. Nothing less. You've got to get the maximum today, which is 3 points and a good goal return too, I would say.
740 people, Ryan, joining us. That's incredible numbers. Terence Pat, 5-0 home win today, he's saying, and Colin Stewart echoing a lot of Celtic supporters' sentiment today. Great that a Lisbon Lion and legend that is Jim Craig is raising the flag. We spoke about that on Friday. It's a wonderful accolade and honour for Jim Craig, and lots of people say this, but it genuinely couldn't happen to a nicer guy and a wonderful Celtic man and part of that team that defines the modern day Celtic. And what an honour and a pleasure. And I hope that he and his family members enjoy every moment and savour every moment of that unfurling of the league flag today. I think that's a decent moment to end the show on, Ryan. But before you go, you're going to give us your prediction and I'll give mine. You'll be one up or one down from yourself. I'll give you the honour of going first, Ryan.
Thank
first
you.
Game of the season.
I'm going to go 4-0 Celtic. 4-0.
Oh, you stole my thunder. I was going to go 4-0 as
well. Go 5 then.
I'll go 5 then. I'll say Celtic go nap. I'll go 5 because I usually do one up or one down. 5-0 for me, 4-0 for Ryan. Guys, we shall reconvene once all the work's done. If you tune into the website, you'll see instant analysis from myself. There'll be Q&A from Brendan Rodgers. There'll be Ryan's extended man-by-mans at some point after the final whistle. But we'll be back on. Don't know what time because we need to do the work first. We never stop, Ryan, do we? Really?
Nope. But these are the good times. You just
we wouldn't have it any other way.
The game.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Enjoy the game, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. We get over 760 people on this, which is incredible. If you're all there after the game, then we'll be here for you. Basically, you're there for us. We'll be there for you after the game. If as many of you can come on after the game, that would be absolutely incredible. But thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed the preview show as much as we enjoy doing them.
Yeah, it's a labour of love for the pair of us. We really enjoy doing it, and we hope that comes across. But yeah, indeed, I always say it. Enjoy your day. Enjoy Flag Day. Result permitting. Paul McEwen saying you, Ryan, 4-0 Celtic. There you go. So, and Brown Warrior, go big or go home. There you go. There you go. That might be the message from Brendan Rodgers. Brown Warrior as a team step out onto the pitch. But here you go. Ryan, enjoy the game, sir. I shall see you at some point after it. All right. Guys, take it easy. Guys. Have a good one. Here's to Flag Day.
Cheers, guys.